For the days are long and the hot sun beats down on the crowded beaches and lush farmlands of central Jersey is when the nation's top drag racers come to Madison Township Raceway Park on Old Englishtown Road in Old Bridge, New Jersey. The 12th annual Summernationals are in progress. With $510,000 in prize money, more than 600 contestants from the country over are taking part. And with tickets at $15 apiece, there are more than 30,000 fans on the grounds here today. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Economaki at the start line at Raceway Park. And if you like cars, there's something here for everyone. From Grandma's coupe with a chalk number on the windshield to exotic fuel-burning specials that hit 250 miles an hour at the end of the quarter-mile strip. And what's this? A Rolls Royce? Why, there's not a category for this model, which may be the most expensive car on the grounds. And it's Reggie Jackson, Yankee slugger. Reggie, when they told me you were going to be on our show, I was really surprised. What brings you here?
Well, I think if you could take a look at me in the off-season, you can find me anytime I can get to a racetrack. I'm going to go down there and meet the boys because I know a lot of the guys. I've raced before, and I just love being around it, Chris.
You're deeply into drag racing. How long ago did you get started?
Well, I got involved about 10 to 12 years ago. I raced an A Street Roadster, and we run on the world record at 920 and 148 a long time ago, back, like I said, in 71. But just as recently as Wednesday night, a while back there, I took my big block Chevelle. I've got a 1970. They call it the muscle car. It's an LS6 with a 454, a 4-speed and 456 gears. I drove it right in with street tires, run it right through the mufflers. They had an all-comers meet. I flat shifted the gears and had a good time and just felt like I was kind of back in the saddle again. I really enjoyed it.
Well, Reggie, if you weren't such a good baseball player, you'd probably be up there in the top fuel, funny car, pro stock categories, the categories we're going to be concentrating on today. How do you see it?
Well, I don't know if I'm that good to be in riding in a seat in one of these funny cars or one of these rails, but I will say that since I've been involved and been getting back into it, and I'm talking to Ray Beadle and guys like Prudhomme, and of course talking to Glidden, who was a pro stock class, one of my favorites. I'm kind of a fan of his. They both have told me, even though it's two different classes, funny car and pro stock with Glidden, they've said that the field is narrowed down. There's not really a superstar anymore, and it's just about anybody's pick because everybody seems to be running so well here in 1981.
Well, in funny car racing this year, no one has been able to win twice, and in top fuel, Shirley Muldowney, the queen of the drag strip, is looking for a third world championship.
Earlier today, Chris talked to the lady, Shirley Muldowney, 1980s world champion top fuel driver, about her attitude here at the Summer Nationals.
The pressure's on now, and we're good when we're under the pressure.
And the pressure was on for Shirley, for after losing 2 engines during the week, she was only 11th fastest among the qualifiers. And then earlier today, in the very first round of top fuel, she came up against a veteran Texan, Jody Smart of San Antonio, who stopped the clock's 3rd fastest.
2 engines, Chris, $22,000 a piece. Those are what I call expensive rides. 2,500 horsepower each in each one of these cars. The start is so very important when you're running under 6 seconds flat.
Shirley came here concerned. Despite winning 4 of her last 6 starts, she had dropped to 2nd in the point. Off they went, dead even. Down the track, dead even. But towards the end, Smart moved ahead.
You said it, Chris, a great race. 1,320 feet, 245 miles an hour. 5.82 for Jody Smart, 5.88 for Shirley Muldowney. And as you can see right there, going so fast, those cars are blur. And he just wins by a couple of wheel lengths.
And in drag racing parlance, Shirley has been put on the trailer, and it's back to Mount Clemens, Michigan, for the world champion. Coming up next, the quarterfinal for funny car, the Blue Max, one of the more colorful cars in drag racing, driven by Raymond Beadle, a 37-year-old Texas businessman and a lover of fine wine. He comes up against Mike Dunn at 23, the youngest of the 16 finalists. He's from Bellflower, California. He qualified 6th fastest.
Chris, I say the youngster, Mr. Dunn, has his hands full here. He's going against the veteran here, Raymond Beadle, in the near lane here in the Blue Max car. A qualifying time of 5.86, and I mean that's flying.
2-time world champion, and Beadle has trouble at the line, and Dunn smokes his tires. Neither could have won against a good opponent. So Dunn wins it, and Beadle's car, with mechanical trouble, never really got off the line. So that sets the field for the semifinal. Don Prudhomme versus Kenny Bernstein, and Dale Armstrong against Mike Dunn. And another star leaves early. The 50-yard line, or behind the dugout seats in drag racing, are close to the starting line. Let's take a look at that remarkable place. There are 3 electric lights in each lane. On the left is the pre-stage light, in the middle, the staging light, and on the right, the starting light. The first thing, the cars move into the pre-staging area, breaking that beam. That sets the light on the Christmas tree on the right, pre-stage. Then they move forward into the stage. And then when the green light goes on, they're off. That's when the clock starts. As that starting light flashes, the drivers let out the clutch and race down 1,320 feet or a quarter mile. When they get to the finish line, the clock stops and records elapsed time, or ET in drag racing parlance. There's another set of figures in everyday use in drag racing, top speed, which is really top-end speed. There's a speed trap that begins just before the finish line and ends just after the finish line. And the cars are clocked entering and leaving this. And this run through this small area determines the top-end speed. Well, it's funny-car semi-final time now, one of the more popular categories of the sport. It's going to be Kenny Bernstein against Don Perdum in the first one, Dale Armstrong against Mike Dunn. It's an interesting class, Reggie.
Almost as fast and just as powerful as the top fuel cars, and they look very similar to the cars you and I drive on the street every day.
Okay, Perdum's rival is Kenny Bernstein, an interesting guy from Texas. A little bit ago, Reggie had a chance to ask him about today's conditions.
Do you have any problems with the weather, with the humidity, with the heat? Do you do anything different with the motor?
Yeah, you have to. In other words, the atmospheric conditions always tell us what we have to do to make these cars run. Right now, with it being so hot and humid, it's hard to make a lot of horsepower. Now what's happened to us also is the racetrack has kind of gone away on it. The heat's kind of gotten to it. It's made it a little slicker. So we got a compound problem. We've got a tough way to make horsepower, but yet the track won't take a lot. So we have to be very careful and very touchy right now.
Okay, Bernstein is in the near lane, Perdum in the far lane. Perdum at age 40 is Mr. Drag Racing. 30 national victories in a long career. And he's going for a win today that'll keep a streak alive that started 9 years ago. He's won a race every year in the last 9 years. There they go, and Perdum in the far lane. The yellow Challenger scoots for home, and he pops the parachute, and Perdum wins it at 6.194, 230 miles an hour, and Kenny Bernstein goes back to Texas. So that sets up the second semifinal. Dale Armstrong against Mike Dunn. The winner of that one will meet Don Perdum in the final. Time for the second funny car semifinal. Mike Dunn, 23 years old of Bellflower, California, the near lane. His car, the Hawaiian bred car. He goes against Dale Armstrong, a 39-year-old Torrance, California rider, speed racer on his car. Interesting names, Reggie?
Interesting names, Chris, but the important thing here is the driving skills. So much brute power, 2,500 horsepower. The important thing, the touch in driving, the skills, the takeoff.
And the takeoff, getting that power to the ground without spinning the wheels, is the all-important thing. Armstrong in the far lane, a Pro Comp champ and has a dozen national victories, but in a lesser category. And Dunn brings his car to the line in the near lane. Stage. And Dunn's touch is too heavy. He spins and smokes the tires. And Armstrong scoots out to win it at 6.180, 231 miles an hour. It's a tough break for the youngster from Bellflower as the veteran from Torrance, California makes it to the final. He'll go against Don the Snake Perdum.
And as our winner, Dale Armstrong, shuts off his engine for the obvious reason, Chris, at 10 gallons per quarter mile and $22 a gallon, I say that's smart reasoning.
Money buys speed, and it's Pro Stock time. First semifinal, David Hutchins against Frank Iaconio. Pro Stock, a restricted class, Reggie.
Minimum weights, the basic stock contoured body, and they must burn gasoline through carburetors, Chris.
That doesn't give the builders much to work with. A pair of identical 1981 Camaros coming to the line, so it means that driver is everything in this round. Frank Iaconio here. He lives just 50 miles from the Strip in Totowa, New Jersey.
Important fact because he is familiar with the track.
And Hutchins, Fairfield, Illinois, in the far lane. Their stage. Not quite. Little psychology here, making the other man wait. And off they go. Even Steven. It's a race. Side by side down the stretch. Close, close, close. Who's it going to be? It's Iaconio in the near lane. 8.546, 157 miles an hour. Let's have another look.
Look at that. 27 100ths of a mile per hour, the difference in speed, and 52 1,000ths of a second, the difference in time.
Iaconio meets the winner of the Lee Shepherd Bob Glidden matchup next. Earlier, Reggie had a chance to talk with Glidden's crew chief, his wife, Etta.
We've checked everything. We also changed gas. We checked our fuel tank. We checked the fuel pressure, the regulators, everything.
I understand that you do some driving, you do some working on the engine. You participate in everything with Dad here.
Well, there's just the two of us and plus the two kids, so everybody has to participate.
You have that, you say you're looking for the good number to run, and you're trying to get down around 830, 835, you're running 850s. Is there that much of a difference in just 30 hundredths of a second?
Well, to us, 500ths is a mile. If we could pick up 5, 6, 700ths, we'd at least be in striking distance, so we'd feel a little better.
A classic matchup. A Southerner in a Chevrolet on Goodyears versus a Northerner in a Ford on Firestones. All the elements.
On top of that, Chris, the number 1 and number 2 drivers of 1980.
They usually meet in final. They're off. Shepherd lurches. Glidden nose down. Close racing, side by side, down the strip. These two arch rivals, wheel to wheel, but Shepherd noses ahead and wins it by a whisker. 8.513, 158 miles an hour.
What did Etta say? She checked everything. They didn't check the driver. You see how close it was. The difference, 5 100ths of a second. Bob Glidden ran faster, and he had a better ET, but he went to sleep at the line.
And so, Frank Iaconio meets Lee Shepherd in the Pro Stock final. Gary Beck goes against Mark Oswald in the Top Fuel final. And Don Purdom faces Dale Armstrong in the funny car. And so there's some interesting final rounds coming up here at the 12th Annual Summer Nationals in New Jersey. Chris Economaki along with baseball great and now and then drag racer Reggie Jackson at Madison Township Raceway Park in New Jersey. It's the Summer National Drag Races with the Pro Stock final coming up, matching Frank Iaconio and Lee Shepherd. And moments ago, Reggie talked with Lee.
You're going up against Mr. Iaconio, who you say is an excellent driver. Although you seem to be the favorite right here, you seem to be the top dog. Do you get concerned or worried about whether you get a little bit too confident?
Yeah, you can get too confident pretty easy. I just try to do the same thing every time and not really worry too much about who I'm up against, because it doesn't really matter. Anybody can beat you if you're late on the lights.
How do you think you can beat him? To start, with power? How are you going to go about it?
The starting lane, definitely. That would be the only way I could beat him.
That's the key.
He's got a little more power than I do.
He has more power.
Yeah, he does right now.
Would there be a possibility of a red light?
I doubt it. I hope not. Not for me, anyway.